Happy Friday! I want to take today to be able to share with you the story of how I started my business and where we are, kind of. My story isn't over by any means, but I felt compelled to share it in detail with you all, hoping that maybe it will encourage some of you that have been thinking of starting their own business. Maybe they will get that little push to go and do that. Or if you are stuck in that hard spot of starting your own business, maybe it'll give you the courage and the drive to get through that hard spot. Maybe it's going to give you somebody to relate to as you have been going through your own business. Or maybe it's just going to provide you a little bit of Friday entertainment. I don't know. But I also didn't want to forget what this was like, what this process and what this experience was like. It was challenging, but it was exciting and rewarding. And I had many, many moments of all the feelings throughout starting this business. So here we go. I was working, before starting my business, I was working full time, making six figures as a CFO with profit sharing and 100% health insurance paid for myself and my family. And I decided I wanted to start my own business. So a lot of events take place to get you to that point of thinking. There's a lot of little things that go on in your head, a lot of moments of interactions that lead you to that point where you decide you want to start your own business. For mine, some of the bigger ones were mom guilt. So I had a sick baby in and out of the hospital, and I felt torn between my job and taking care of her. I felt guilty every time I was away from work and taking care of my kids. I missed picking up my oldest from volleyball one day because I was stuck in a meeting, and I just frankly forgot, and that was the worst feeling. I work really well from home, but that was never an option because, as many of you know that have worked for other people, they want to see you every day and they want to see you in the office, whether they know what you are doing or not. They just want to see your face. I had the feeling like most people do. I'm working so hard and I'm making somebody else money. And I didn't really have enough say in the business to make the impact that I wanted to make. I wasn't able to take care of my team in the way that I wanted to take care of my team. And just always knowing that I could make a greater impact in the industry as a whole. So I'm sure there's a bunch of other little things within there that led to this decision, but those were kind of the big things that led me to the decision to start my own business. So my husband was on board, thankfully, and we decided to do this. And pretty soon after, surprise, I was expecting baby number 4. Holy shit. What now? With this decision, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to make immediately what I was making in my full-time job. We had recently made a rather large investment purchase. My husband bought a new truck. Our baby, as I had mentioned, was sick and in and out of the hospital, so we took out a daycare and we hired an au pair to come help us take care of her so we could continue working. And then also having another baby. So we decided that in order to make this work, we needed to sell our house. And we decided to move across town into a older and smaller home so that we could make this work on my husband's salary alone. Talk about a sacrifice for our family in order to start this business. It was huge. I also took out probably $25,000 out of my profit sharing that I received from working at that other company. and put it into the business to get started. I was scared. Like, it was scary. My thought was, okay, so it's scary enough starting your own business, but now I'm pregnant. And how am I going to take care of my clients in those 3 months? When you're first starting, it's typically just you. So, how am I going to take care of my clients in those 3 months when this baby comes? And I think it really limited my belief and my ability to grow as a company and sell my business and obtain clients. So I did end up getting one client, and I spent a lot of time physically at their office, which is not how I wanted to operate my business. And I still just wasn't sure how this was all going to work. So I decided to get a part-time job with another construction company. So I went from CFO to a team of 5 or 6, having a really good package, to having this vision of how I was going to change and impact the industry, to working part-time as an AP and payroll clerk, making $25 an hour, which is still a really good rate that I negotiated for that role, but it wasn't where I was, and it wasn't where I wanted to be. And then I also still had a very challenging and demanding client. So honestly, the part-time gig was actually a bit of fresh air. I wasn't leading a team. It was low stress. The people were great. They treated me really well. But I found myself really wanting more. I wanted to do more. I wanted to help this company more. But they didn't really see me as that person. And they saw me as an AP and payroll clerk. So that was kind of difficult. I had our 4th baby girl in January of 2018, and my aunt would come over during the day and help me a little bit so I could work on the couple of clients that I had. And I slowly started returning back to work part-time. But as I was working there, I started to resent going there. I started to add up how long my commute was, what I was getting paid, how many hours I was putting in, and then comparing that to what I could do if I would just focus all of this time and energy on my business. If I just gave up all the limiting beliefs that were keeping me from growing this business, what would I be doing instead? So I had hired someone that was a CPA, and they were helping kind of coach CPA clients in growing their businesses. And they really gave me the nudge I needed to quit the part-time job. At this point, my business is 15 months old, and I am nowhere near where I thought I would be in 15 months of starting my business. But that is when shit really started moving. So it was a complete roller coaster, a roller coaster of emotions, just all of it. So I would get a new client, and I'd be so excited, and I would text my husband and my mom and my grandma, my dad, and share with all of them that I got a new client. And the next day, I would get no after no after no. I got really negative messages back, or negative emails, not very kind sometimes. And I just feel defeated. And then I may get another client, and I would text everybody and how excited I was. And then I would get all these no's and these horrible messages, and I would just get defeated again. And it was definitely a roller coaster of emotions during that time. One day, I was having a really weak moment, and I was sitting on our stairs and crying and searching YouTube for inspirational videos and thinking to myself, can I really do this? What am I thinking? I'm not contributing to our family. My husband is working so hard. We have no money. Our house is way too small for all 7 of us, because now we had 4 kids and we had an au pair living with us. We had to decline a vacation with our friends because we couldn't afford to go. Like, what in the hell am I doing? This doubt started to just rush over me, and I was starting to look for jobs again. And I kept having this argument in my head. Like, I am great at what I do. I am talented. I'm a great worker. I can go and find a job. I can make a lot of money. We won't be in this situation anymore. Like, life will be good. And then I'd argue to myself, but then you'll be back in the same situation that you were before, and you didn't want that, and you wanted to do all these things, and you wanted to be all these things. And it was just a constant battle in my head. And my husband and I talked, and he said, 2 weeks. Give it 2 weeks. You got it. If Give it everything you got. If you don't find another client, then start applying for jobs. So I was doing everything I could. I was doing everything I could to get my name out there, make connections, talk to people. And I believe I had like 3 days left. It was something like really close to the end. And I got a new client. They weren't huge by any means. They weren't going to change my entire financial picture. But it was a new start, and it was momentum. It was momentum. And I used it. And he said, okay, you got a new client. It bought you 2 more weeks. Go get another one. So 2 days later, I got another one. And it continued. The momentum picked up. It continued. I kept learning and growing and serving my clients the best that I could. January of 2019, I was trying to get all of my clients' W-2s, 1099s, payroll quarter filings out. We had everything kind of laid on the living room floor, and I had my 13-year-old addressing envelopes, and my husband was running to the store and picking up more stamps for me, and I was stuffing everything. And I remember thinking in that moment how proud I was in those 7 months, how far we have come, and how the whole family was involved in this business and getting it to where it was. It was crazy, but it was beautiful. And since then, we no longer provide payroll services. So we let the payroll experts handle all those reporting and filings, and we are there to support them. But it was a great memory to carry in this start of something big. So now, moving past that, you will really call me crazy. We were asked if we would consider being a surrogate for some friends of ours. I finally have this business moving, and I'm going to go get pregnant again. Tiredness, nausea, shots. Oh my. But we felt so blessed to have our 4 girls that we really couldn't say no. So we were on a new journey of being pregnant and carrying this little baby for our friends. So also now at this point, I'm going into my 3rd year in business, and I was finally able to start paying myself. It wasn't exactly what I was making, but it was pretty close, and I was contributing again. It felt so good to be contributing to our family again. I was also able to hire a part-time administrative assistant, a full-time accountant, and we had a part-time contractor helping us as needed as well. Our au pair's term was up with us. Our babies were all healthy. We still miss our au pair, Camila, to this day. But it was just the 6 of us, and we were ready to live in a little bigger home again that fit us and our 2 labs. It took a full year before we could move into that home, but during that time, I rented an office and was continuing to grow the business, constantly learning, improving, and growing. We had a little surrogate baby about almost a year ago now, a little boy. And without having to actually take care of a baby afterwards and the help of my team, our business never skipped a beat. So we continued growing strong throughout that time. And we as a family were moving in the new year of 2020, and it was just going to be a year of explosion for New Life Accounting. We are heading into year 4 of the business. Our contractor came on full time with us. We were ready to move mountains. I was back up personally in my salary to more than what I was doing before, and COVID hit. And that right there sums up the entire roller coaster of owning your own business. The ups, the downs, the turns and twists. It's crazy, it's scary, it's exhilarating, it's insane. COVID hit, and we did everything we could to stay on top of it, to stay educated, to help our clients in any way that we could, to help the industry. We didn't know what was going to happen. We continued doing what we could and talking to as many people as we could, trying to figure out how we could best help and serve them. And my team never let up. They kept pushing through, and we are ending 2020 so strong. And our business has actually seen a lot of growth in 2020, which I am so thankful for. And it has been amazing for us in 2020. Our team is expanding. We are currently looking for a couple of new positions. So specifically, we are looking, if you know of anybody, we are looking for a senior tax accountant as well as another staff accountant role. So I work hard. I work really hard in the business, but I love what I am doing. I love getting up in the morning and walking down the stairs to my office. I love who I'm working with every day. I get to work, I mentioned from my home office. I get to meet people all over the country. Every day I am talking to someone new, learning something new, talking to our clients in multiple different states. I get to help people and make an impact on this world. I get to be a mom, and I don't have all the guilt that I had before. It hasn't been easy. It's still not easy. There's still roller coaster days that we go through, but it has been extremely worth it. All of the struggles leading up to it, all the struggles that we go through, it's been extremely worth it. I am excited every day about the possibilities for New Life Accounting, for all the possibilities of the future. And I thank you for letting me share my story with you today. You have to go through the hard to get to the great. And if something seems scary and overwhelming, it's probably worth it. So if you are thinking about starting your own business, it's not going to be easy. There is no easy button. There's no quick fix. There's no quick to get rich scheme. You are going to have to make sacrifices, and it might not be sell your house, but there's going to be a sacrifice here or there. But the reward is going to be oh so great. If you have started your own business and you're in the thick of it and you're in the challenging times and you are struggling and you are having those moments of weakness and you are Googling inspiration on YouTube, know that you will get through this. Keep pushing, keep making little steps that are going to get you a little bit closer to your goals. Keep moving forward in your business. You will get there. We can all finish 2020 strong. That is what we have been talking about this week. We started with Monday and doing the 95% wins to end the year. So comment below. Today was day 5. We are wrapping up the first week of that. So there were 65 days when I counted. And I excluded 2 days for Thanksgiving and 2 days for Christmas, but 65 working days that was going to get us through 2020. And thinking about if we won 95% of those days, which was 62 of the 65 days, how much better off we would be at the end of this year going into 2020. So comment below where you're at on your wins, or if you're just starting today, we're looking to get 95% of our days as wins. And I will talk to you guys next week. Thanks.